Okay, let's jump right into this explainer. Today, we're unpacking something that honestly feels a whole lot like stepping into a modern World's Fair. Think about what a World's Fair used to represent. It was all about making the future visible to everyone by building it literally right out in the open. Ideas that sounded completely impossible were suddenly right there in front of you. You could walk right up to them, interact with them, and start to actually believe in them. Well, that is the exact energy defining the new era of engineering we're diving into today. The future of engineering isn't arriving from some distant place tomorrow. It's being built right now, in public, and way, way faster than anyone anticipated.
And, that rapid pace brings us straight to the elephant in the room. Because coding itself is increasingly being abstracted away by AI models, are software engineers simply going away? It's a totally fair question, right? Especially when you see an AI generate hundreds of lines of absolutely perfect code in a matter of seconds. But, as we'll see from the source material today, that fear fundamentally misinterprets what an engineer actually is.
The reality completely flips that myth on its head. AI engineers are actually eating the world. You see, engineering was never really just about the physical act of typing syntax or writing boilerplate code. It has always been about solving problems. It's about combining the absolute latest science with design, taste, judgment, and most importantly, imagination, to make something actually useful for people. So instead of the end of engineering, this represents a massive return to its truest roots. Honestly, it's arguably the greatest time in history to be an engineer.
Section 1. Evolution of the interface.
Driven by relentless progress, we've gone from AI models shipping every 15 months to major updates roughly every 6 weeks. Tracking how quickly we got here is just wild. Step 1 was basic completion. Then came inline prediction. After that, we got Command K, where you could ask a model to make a change, but it wouldn't really test its own work. Think back to late 2024. Building a mini drone interface live on stage with a model that couldn't verify its own code was a risky, cross-your-fingers kind of demo. But by 2025, models began testing their own work, which leads us to today, where they take on long, hard goals until they're entirely finished. Going from a nervous drone demo to a perfectly confident live camera and lighting system demo in just 1 year, that is the relentless rate of change in action. This evolution fundamentally shifts our day-to-day work. It's not just about the specific moment of coding anymore. AI now acts as a true, holistic teammate. Agents are helping with what happens before you code, like prototyping dozens of ideas so you can figure out what to actually build, and what happens after, like reviewing and deploying. The analogy used in the source is spot on. It's basically like working with a human team. Most of the time, you just chat with them and let them cook, but when you need to, you have a collaborative interface to dive deep into the weeds together.
Section 2. An OpenAI ecosystem.
To make custom agent experiences a reality, we have to look under the hood, layer by layer. Because this advanced future isn't being built in some locked box. It's designed fundamentally as an open stack. At the foundation, you have the models, accessed through the Responses API, which now includes really brilliant features like server-side compaction for long-running tasks. Moving up, we've got the open-source Codex harness and Agents MD file format, meaning you can actually adapt the environment or even plug in different open-source models if you want to. Third is the app server, acting as the unified control layer. And finally, right at the top, we have extensible primitives, like open-source browser and computer use plugins.
What makes this ecosystem so incredibly powerful is that OpenAI uses the exact same stack they offer to developers. There isn't one hyper-advanced secret system for them and a simplified, watered-down version for everyone else. When independent developers in the community build native apps via the app server, or when they fork the harness and push the edges of the model's capabilities, that innovation cycles right back. The community and the creators are building on the exact same foundation, which establishes a massive amount of trust and shared momentum.
Section 3. Maximizing speed and value. With that open architecture firmly in place, engineering leaders are shifting their entire focus to raw performance. We're officially moving past token maxing and entering the era of value maxing. Just look at how accessible frontier intelligence has actually become. We have GPT-5.6 Terra, bringing top-tier intelligence at literally half the cost of the previous 5.5 model. And then there's Luna, built for high efficiency, costing a staggering $1 per million input tokens and $6 per million output. It's the kind of extreme cost efficiency that actually makes CFOs smile for once. And it completely unlocks what developers can afford to automate. But it's not just about the cost. It's about raw speed, 750 tokens per second.
That is GPT-5.6 running on Cerebra's hardware. This isn't just a marginal, incremental improvement. It's a total paradigm shift in how we interact with technology. It stops feeling like you're waiting for a machine to compute a response and starts feeling like a coworker who is literally showing you their results as they think. In the real world, 750 tokens a second means a substantial pull request is written in about 10 seconds. Think about the strategic advantage here. Instead of asking an agent for one solution and just sitting there waiting, you can have an agent test 5 or 6 different parallel approaches instantly, evaluate them, and return the absolute best one. It completely eliminates that old habit of engineers leaving their laptops open all night just to let an agent slowly turn through a task. Section 4. From worker to manager. To see this radical transition in practice, let's look at community member Peter Steinberger, also known as the Clawfather. Back in January of this year, Peter was juggling 10 terminal windows, acting as the scheduler, the router, and the memory himself. He thought it was peak productivity, but he was basically just polling terminals. Fast forward just a few months, and he now talks to one long-running manager agent, which then seamlessly delegates tasks to a small company of sub-agents. He transitioned from micromanaging direct reports to being a true director.
Because of this shift, the bottlenecks in engineering have completely changed. The constraint used to be tokens, but that got solved with better strategies. Then the constraint became compute, leaving us with MacBooks that sounded like jet engines taking off. But that got solved by moving execution to remote test boxes. Today, the primary constraint is human attention. Because the latest models understand intent so well, staring at your screen watching the code fly by is actually a total waste of your time. You can't magically add more attention to your day, so the most vital skill today is deciding exactly where to spend it.
Section 5. The future of loops. The formula for the ultimate destination of all this is simple. Persistent context plus delegation plus triggers. We call these loops. Instead of starting a fresh chat session every single time, a manager agent retains the project's entire vision, delegates the grunt work, and is triggered awake by specific events. The sources highlight this amazing anecdote about Paul Salt, who set up his own AI chief of staff. It automatically wakes up every 10 minutes, checks his GitHub, coordinates the work, creates threads, and only loops Paul in when high-level steering is actually required. This concept of loops is dictating exactly where infrastructure heads next. Right now, there's this slightly awkward distinction between deciding if a task should run locally on your machine or remotely in the cloud. But very soon, you'll simply talk to an agent from anywhere, even text it from Slack, and it will intuitively know which environment is right for the job. In fact, a prediction mentioned in the source from community member Theo suggests this seamless merging of local and cloud task routing is going to happen much sooner than 6 months from now.
All of this leads to one inescapable reality. The future is not 20 terminals, it's better loops. Models are currently advancing even faster than the harnesses and organizations built around them. The grand engineering challenge of our time isn't writing boilerplate syntax anymore. It's designing the systems, the managers, and the loops that will run our digital world. So, as we stand here at the dawn of this new era of engineering, the question I'll leave you with is this: how are you going to design your loops?